Hey Virgo, this is your Scorpio season reading, and feeling cozy, feeling fine. Going into the winter, you may be feeling it already, and it's like, woof, you just came out of nowhere, and that's kind of your energy. Before we get into it, all information to work with me one-on-one is below, as well as the second part to this reading that is also like an extended version. So you get like more cards, you get more insight, more in-depth, very detailed. So, okay, all right, just kind of trickle on out here. Yeah, just out of nowhere, things come rolling in. Not just things, but this fire, this creative energy. It's probably like this even sexual creative energy. It's all a very similar thing. And if you know about the chakras and or even deeper, like knowing how those two energies are very connected, and how they're connected with Scorpio season, which is ruled by the sex organs. And we have a lot going on in Mars too, lighting up Gemini. So you may feel on fire in both ways. It's not an overwhelming feeling. It's just like it's new. It may be ambitious. You may be feeling ambition, but not something that's gonna overpower you or even exhaust you. It's just for you realizing what you don't care, what your life looks like from anyone else's perspective but your own. It's very obvious to you that there are certain things about how you maybe viewed yourself or how you maybe wanted to control how people view you is not working. There's something more to it, and as you have this ability to feel more ambitious right now and have more of that vital energy, it's also revealing to you where in your life you thought you were controlling but were being controlled by it. This month is also highlighting the control, and as we know, that can be one of your traits that makes you not only good at what you do, but also can be something critical to your growth. And it's about being really giving to that part of yourself right now, being overly giving even. If you have the energy to do other things, you have the energy to do this, to allow this, to process this, to freely give what you so give to others, but also don't stop being who you are, but finding and allowing that space to be free to walk away from it, but also realizing where some of these things were stemming from a version of you who you are no longer. And this is a part of like seeing that through, and maybe even grieving or realizing that you don't need to be this person, or this part of you no longer serves a purpose. It's just getting in your way, maybe even mentally, and having some kind of grounded clarity with how you present yourself and what you present like into your own world, into what you deem to be something worth it, which is also something fruitful. 6 to 6. How interesting. 4s and 6s. That's the overemphasis here, is bringing that which you and how you treat other people into your own version of how you treat yourself. Like if you're willing to be patient with certain people, and not every Virgo is, but also if you are that maybe impatient Virgo, you realize where you may be impatient with yourself, or Not that it has to mirror you, but where you could be a little bit more give more. Um, when you need to have some give on some rope or something like that. It's like you're lending a hand, you're lending some extra rope, which is an extra, even an energy boost, because it saves you from going through that, even that internal moment. And you might have that, but you realize where it's really coming from, and it could be something it doesn't have to be just because you are a Virgo. It could be because of how you grew up or what was expected of you, or it could just be a trait that you have. And it's not that you want to like get rid of. I'm not saying like there's anything wrong with it. No, it's those parts of you that make you who you are. It's just it's a part of what's blocking you from moving forward. And sometimes we can even change the way we treat ourselves and how we operate in that way. Then something small shifts, and then oh my god, there's this huge shift. There's this huge awareness and a moment of attention on this thing that is so important. That's why I'm like kind of just revolving the whole reading around this. I thought I was going to need more time with you, but I don't think I'm going to. It's just that you see what needs to be done, because I don't, there's certain signs where you can talk to at lengths to about things, but there's certain things that they would prefer not to, especially about themselves. And I feel like that's you, and you don't want to over harp on anything. You don't even care if someone has sympathy unless you care for them. Like you don't, it really doesn't bother you if someone feels bad for you or not, or is able to give you that from them, like give that part of themselves to you, or if they care. If you run into those people, that's not it. It's more just of how you're gonna process it, how you don't need to let it always become a part of how you handle yourself. It just doesn't have to be that way. And you find that the more that you give to yourself, or overly give to yourself, and give all this extra time not to plans or places, and do as you wish. I think this is one of your months to be most like Virgo, like where you just pop up and duck out as you please. You're kind of just this this loner, or this person that like doesn't mind like kicking it by themselves, walking down the street, seeing some people keeping it moving. And you don't mind that this month. It's going to give you maybe a sense of magic. And if there are people in your life who are trying to pull you back into those spaces, where you find that there are certain things wavering, and you're coming through your mental or intuition, where you get a vibe about something, I think that you should trust it this month more than ever. Give that to yourself. How about you give yourself this very strong trust with your intuition, what is important to you. And if you need a little extra help, do something for yourself. Like having an eye is kind of like having the evil eye on my finger, and then it's like right there too. But maybe giving yourself that extra protection somewhere that's semi-permanent or permanent, not telling you to tattoo yourself. That's not what I'm saying. I hear it's not a great time for that, but do it at your own risk. I think it's more of just creating something that's your own, that you connect with so much, that it's this constant reminder of who you are. And it even just like, I just started making this playlist, and song after song that kept coming up on this new shuffle. I was like, holy shit, like I want this one on it and this one on it. And it's like this playlist to like remember when I need to remember myself, when I need to remember like the vibe, my vibe. And that could change, but it's the words, it's the beat, it's like funky, but like they're saying real shit. It's like affirmation after affirmation, and it's all women, which there's nothing wrong with, or there's nothing wrong with having men or any other sort of identification music. It doesn't matter. Just fill up that playlist with whatever you want, or whatever it is. You may need it. You may find that you need something like that this month, and you just feel, and if there's a day, this is a great thing to do. If there's a day where you can just, like if you're alone, or if you have this opportunity to have a few hours alone, you can intend to do this, which will make the extra energy even stronger in that day. It's like you're visualizing and all that stuff. It just brings that attention, and then once you get to that day, it's like a stronger attention. That's why, like, focusing on certain things, whether negative or positive, it may have an extra emphasis, and sometimes it feels like, oh, that was pointless, whatever. There's so many different ways to explain this, but basically you can intend that this day you want to be a little intuitive with your life. So you wake up in the morning and you do your little morning routine, and then you bop around, you start cleaning, and then all of a sudden, oh, I feel like I want to listen to something. So you turn it on, and then it reminds you of something else. So you write some things down, and then, you maybe shuffle, pull some cards. Okay, sweep, sweep, do this over here. I'm going to work out. That feels good. Okay, now I'm ready to, like, okay, I feel like going to get this book, or that thing that I listened to. Oh my God, that book, it hit me. Oh, that felt so good. And you just go about your day, and then all of a sudden you're creating this whole map for yourself. And then you realize, like, you come to these realizations that give you a lot more mental freedom. It's not that you don't have a brilliant mind. It's not that you don't have a uniqueness in how you think, very simplicity as well, very simple way. It's just about giving yourself that time. Like, just giving that to yourself, like, strengthen something, the trust, the feelings within yourself, and your body is going to become, and quote me now, but become this great asset. And it already is, but you want to be able to, like, learn to really understand and know the communication of, like, what you need to know and give certain moments, because this thing that if you just go out and do, and you decide to go here or there, and, like, if you feel like being social, then you decide not to be, and you're just like, and then all of a sudden you find this dope spot that, like, you never knew about, or, like, you're just decide randomly to go to on a short trip, doesn't even have to be far away, or you decide to go, like, on a plane, go far away, just do something spontaneous, and all of a sudden it leads to this next big adventure, and you realize, like, holy shit, like, your life is a series of scenes, and that is your own movie. And regardless of how you decide to use that this month, I think that's the best thing you can do. You're coming upon something, and of course there will be tests of faith, and of course there'll be moments, but very specific, Virgo. And all information is below again, and we'll see you next month.